Oh, hello, YouTube. Well, I've put it off for long enough. The time has come. We're doing Eclipse, okay? It's happening. We're reading Eclipse today. It is a chunky boy. This is like 630 pages. It is bananas how thick this is. It is Sunday. It is 10:35 in the morning. Let's just start reading this and see what these dummies are going to do next. Okay, so I have read like 25% of this. Let's break it down for a minute. So this book kind of starts off very shortly after the end of New Moon. The thing is, New Moon was very much like a Romeo and Juliet type of retelling kind of story. And Romeo and Juliet, terrible romance. And that streak is continuing in this one because this one has like Wuthering Heights vibes. And by the way, I like hate Wuthering Heights. But here we are, another terrible example of a romance that we're going to base a book on. I think this is one of like Bella's main problems in life, is that like her main like romantic influences that she enjoys are these doomed, tragic, fucked up love stories that aren't romantic. Like, what's next? I bet she probably thinks The Great Gatsby is romantic too. I would put money on it. Anyway, let's get into what's happening in the story. Bella and Edward back together after the whole like Italy, I thought you were dead debacle of New Moon. Charlie is still trying to be the best dad he can. I love Charlie. He's trying so hard, even though he's not the best at things. He's at least trying, and that counts for something, you know? In his own Charlie way, being like, Bella, you are high-key obsessed with this guy, and it's, like, weird. Your entire life revolves around this fucking boy? Like, maybe hang out with friends. I'm just saying, like, you need other people in your life. It's weird that you're only with Edward all the time. But Bella, she cannot just be bothered with a healthy, like, life balance because she is obsessed with Edward. Edward is the reason the sun rises and sets for her. And she's going on and on about, oh, but it's fate. We're fated to be together. We're soulmates. And we're going to be together forever because I'm going to become a mortal vampire and then we're just going to be in love forever. However, contrary to all of those statements, Edward was like, I want you to marry me if you're going to become a vampire, which I feel like is a quite reasonable request, even though she is so young. If she's young enough to still be fully committed to becoming an immortal vampire, she could like put a ring on it, you know? That is a far less intense commitment. And she is fucking horrified of the idea of being married, but not like tied to Edward forever as a vampire. It's like, okay, I mean, she's 18. She's a kid. You know, emotionally, maybe she's just not prepared and the word, like, marriage freaks her out. But, like, why doesn't the word vampire freak her out? And speaking of which, let's get back on the ew Edward train for just a hot second. Because he is bonkers manipulative and controlling in this one. Like, how is this not a horror story? Bella, however, all of her romantic, you know, references are fucked up love stories. So she finds this like romantic. And it's like, no, girl, he's not being romantic right now. He's being a psychopath. You need to run. Here's a big example of like what the fuck behavior he did. So Bella, she wants to see Jacob. He won't let her see Jacob. Already, red flag number 1. He won't let you see your friends. Ew. And so she's like, ooh, I'm going to sneak out. I get it. She gets in her truck. She's like, ooh, I'm going to drive over there and he's never going to catch me. And as soon as she tries to start the truck, it won't start. And boom, there's Edward. He's like, yeah, I pulled parts out of your engine of your car so you can't leave. Oh my God. But this all comes to a head at this one point because we're going to double down here on manipulation because like Victoria is still on her whole, like, I want to murder Bella kick, right? And, like, apparently she was going to be doing some sneaky stuff this one weekend, and Edward, like, manipulates Bella into flying to Florida to go see her mom, which, like, yeah, you should go see your mom in Florida, whatever. But why this weekend? And he had, like, tickets already for her. He, like, planned everything out. He manipulated Charlie into thinking this was, like, a good idea. And he did it all because he didn't want Bella to find out that Victoria was in town. You know, the person who's trying to kill her, maybe she should be aware of the danger around her. And luckily Jacob is like, yeah, you should, girl. Because he rolls up to her high school on a motorcycle, leather jacket, full rebel without a cause regalia. And he's just like, hey, Bella, guess what? And Edward is there and Jacob is there. And they are kind of like enemies right now. And it is like, ooh, the drama. It was thick. It was about to be a mythological monster fight in a high school parking lot. And I was kind of living for the drama, frankly. Like, that was fun for me because, yes, please let this happen. That was so exciting and fun. And this juicy drama. But basically, that's kind of all that's happening in the book. Edward, Jacob, they're both fighting with each other because they both want Bella. And then Bella is just whining about her relationships for most of the book. Mind you, she is 18. That's a normal thing for an 18-year-old to do. However, it is grating to the nerves. You know what? I'm going to read a little bit more. I want to get to like at least halfway through this book today, and then I will check back in. I'm at my halfway point. I feel I'm pretty good about it. Oh boy. I'm just going to say it. Edward and Bella's relationship makes me physically ill. I really hate it. Every bit of it. Hate it. It's the fucking worst. Bella, right? She really wants to see Jacob, and Edward won't let her because apparently he thinks he can control who she sees in a day. Bella, she finds a way to sneak off to finally go visit Jacob because Edward, he's out of town. He's off getting lunch, so to speak. So she like sneaks over and like she spends the whole day with him, and that's great. Nothing bad happens to her. Edward's obviously pissed. I mean, he's pissed because she lied and snuck out. Still, you're not her father. Like, you're her boyfriend. Back off. However, the problem here is that Bella now knows how to sneak out to go see like Jacob, and Edward can't stand that. So of course he like ropes Alice into this plot for like the next time he goes to, you know, go get lunch, so to speak. Alice basically takes her prisoner, like manipulates everything into having it be like a sleepover, so Charlie's cool with it and everything. And it's literally, we have devolved into kidnapping for their relationship. How is this not a horror story at this point? Like, I don't understand how it's a romance. It makes me want the wolf pack to just show up at the Cullens house and rescue Bella like Rhysand and Feyre, just like yank her right on out. But at least Bella does have somewhat of a backbone, because even though, you know, Edward basically kidnapped her so she couldn't go see her friends, guess what? School, her high school, neutral ground, Jacob can just show up there and like, ooh. So she like, oh, Jacob's here? I'm hopping on the back of that motorcycle. Bye-bye. Escapes again. So yeah, I'm kind of proud of her, actually. She keeps finding ways to like subvert the controlling behavior. And as soon as I started liking the writing just a little bit more, things started getting a little bit better. Like, here's a fun change of pace. Edward does seem to pull his own head out of his ass for long enough to stop being a complete douche to Bella. However, it's also kind of based on necessity, because like he can't be around her all the time, and she needs to be protected because, let's be real, Bella is a magnet for trouble. Anything in a 20-mile radius that like is trouble will find her. It's absurd. But if Edward can't be around her, the next safest place is probably with a pack of wolves. And it becomes a really vital idea, because what happened is when she was doing the whole kidnap slumber party with Alice, apparently there's a mystery vampire that they don't know has snuck into Bella's house and snuck into her room and like took a bunch of her clothes that like have her scent on it. This is a full-blown panty snatcher situation, okay? Like, nothing about it could be construed as like harmless. So obviously there's something going on. And then let's pile on that, because they've been hearing all this news from like Seattle the whole time. And they have like a serious infestation of like newborn vampires. And another problem, I'll throw one in. Victoria's still around and wants Bella dead. So Bella, she has a whole pack of vampire related problems just sitting right in front of her. And then Jasper has all this experience with other newborn vampires and everything. He's like, ooh, we're probably gonna have to learn how to fight them, because like it's probably someone like trying to take over territory. And then they like deep dive into Jasper's backstory. And I needed to take a minute because why would they do such a thing? Basically, Jasper was a Confederate soldier when he was turned into a vampire. He fought for the Confederacy. Why? Why would we put that into context in here? He could have been any other type of soldier. He could have been a Union spy. That would have been like clearing up some problems here because, you know, Jasper, probably super racist, and they never get into it, but like homeboy fought for the Confederacy. Tell me he's not. This is very problematic and could have been corrected very easily. So why on earth would you make him a Confederate soldier? It makes zero sense. And it just makes me physically ill. Like, I hate it. Like, I'm so grossed out. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna come back to this later. I have like hit my quota for today. I'm gonna take a minute and like regroup because dear Lord, why is this happening? All right, you know, I decided I was gonna read just a little bit more today. I was like, maybe I'll get to like 2/3 of the way through this bad boy. And I did, and now I kind of regret it, if I'm being honest with you, because, oh my gosh, the problematic train has left the station. Buckle up, everybody. Here we go. Jacob, I was really rooting for you, pal. And then you go off and kiss Bella against her will, mind you, while she is trying to fight you off, and then eventually when she can't, she literally just shuts down and stands there at a statue waiting for it to be over. And Bella can't even have the satisfaction of punching this asshole in the face because she breaks her hand doing so. I am just beside myself, frankly, because it's kind of played off for laughs in the book, where we're not supposed to think like what he did was okay, but we're not supposed to be offended by it. And realistically, her responses in the situation could have been so much worse, but you know, these books are like PG rated, so like obviously they weren't gonna go into full sex predator mode, but like, oh my god, like, wow. When I read it the first time, I remember thinking, ew, why did he do that? But now I'm reading like her reaction to it, and it's an assault, and wow, it kind of hits something different. There's really not any good choices for Bella. Jacob is now a sex predator. Edward is a controlling psychopath. And then, like, the human boys are human teenage boys. Enough said on that. Like, girl, maybe just be single or something. Who knows? You know what? You're about to go to college. Maybe you'll go to college and you'll meet, like, a fucking wizard or something. I mean, what else is left at this point? You've already done werewolves and vampires. I don't know. Wizards. You know what? I have to stop for today. Okay, I'm stopping. This is what I get for trying to do extra credit. I will be back tomorrow with more updates on their lunacy. Hello, everybody. It is the next day. It's now Monday, and I'm going to try my best to read it, like, I don't know. I want to get to like at least 75, 80% of the way through this book. I'm just going to read a small bit because I am going out to a drag show tonight. So I have things I'm going to be doing. But yes, new day, same sweatshirt, but it's my It sweatshirt for Halloween. So, you know, I'm wearing it again, whatever. Okay, so quickly, because I have to go get ready to go to the drag show. So Bella, right? She has graduated high school. Yay, good for her. But she just can't have nice things, all right? Because of course, there has to be a disaster that comes along, because finally they put it together. They're like, oh, Victoria's trying to kill Bella, and now there's like an army of newborns in Seattle. Maybe she's doing it. Like, they finally put this together. And so now we have Victoria and her murder posse coming to Forks on a murder Bella rampage. So yikes, they have to do some shit. So now the Cullens are like, hey, werewolves, like, why don't we work together? So the whole plan here is that they're gonna leave a trail of like Bella's yummy girl smell that she has, and the baby vamps are all gonna start coming, and they're gonna be like, nom 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 nom. They're gonna be like smelling her smell and going bananas because they want blood, and they want her blood in particular because she's got tasty blood. And then I don't know, they're just gonna like just rub werewolves on Bella, I guess. Like, obscure her scent. And then she and Edward are gonna like go hide because Bella's like, you're not leaving me alone in a fight because like you've already left me and I lost my damn mind. However, it is a good plan overall. The only like big like hiccup here is that Bella is involved at all because I feel like she has this really deep-seated death wish where all she wants to do is just put herself in danger. And if she doesn't have any danger around her, she will find some and put herself right in front of it. It seems pathological at this point. And everyone around her is like, girl, would you fucking stop? You think we're crazy? You're the source. Yeah, I don't know. I just have like 130 pages to go. I will get it all done. I hope. And hopefully I will keep my sanity. I'm just gonna go. Let's just read this. I will check back in when I have thoughts. All right. You know what? I haven't even read that much more. And here I am. I have to check in because like the book is showing it's Mormon right now because we all know Stephanie Meyer, Mormon. There's a lot of like Christian values in here because the books are PG. And Bella really wants to have sex with Edward. And it's like a totally normal thing. She's 18. She has a serious boyfriend, even though he's like over 100, whatever. She wants to have sex with him. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But Edward won't have sex with her because he wants to be married first. And personally, I feel really weird right now because it's not like I'm dying to see them have sex with each other. But like also, like, come on, they could do something, right? Like not even hand stuff. Like, my guy, get it together. You could do something. But regardless of their sexual situation, Jacob is kind of going the complete opposite direction of Edward because he is hardcore manipulating Bella to like love him how he wants her to. And you know what? Maybe she does. Maybe she does love him a little bit. And the problem is she has repeatedly told him that she only wants Edward. She's in love with Edward. I don't love you that way. And instead of like accepting her decision and moving on, which is like the right thing to do, he is being disgusting because like he manipulates Bella into asking him to kiss her because if she doesn't, he's gonna go off and fight the baby vamps and be really reckless and probably get killed. And then like, oh, well, if I'm dead, you can just be with Edward then. Ew, Jacob, what is fucking wrong with you? You threaten to unalive yourself if she won't let you kiss her. Why are you a sex predator? The only thing Edward has going for him is like the wisdom of age here because at least he says like, hey, if you really want to be with Jacob and that's what you decide, like, I'll let you go be with Jacob. Seriously, that's all you have to do, and Edward's at least doing that. Like, how am I back on Edward's side right now? He's like the lesser of two evils, I guess. But, like, I don't like being on Edward's side. He's horrible, and so is Jacob. So there's no good side to be on. So anyway, I still have a little bit more to go. I'm going to read some more, and I'll check back in when I have thoughts. All right, everybody. I am back. Hopefully this will not take forever and I will survive, but we'll see. I'm so close. I'm at page 580. I only have like 50 pages to go, but some things have occurred in the book. So baby vamps and Victoria descended upon the town of Forks, right? Well, I guess like outside of it, for some reason, all of these baby vampires, I guess, like, walked from Seattle to Forks. And somehow there's not, like, a trail of carnage in their wake. Because we never hear about that. And, like, everywhere they went, they would have eaten people. And they had to go to, like, Forks. And they're, like, in the woods outside of it. But, like, the town is right there. You're telling me none of these baby vamps ran amok in Forks? Apparently not. But anyway, they all showed up for the big fight, okay? And yay, the Cullens won. But like, it wasn't really super exciting to read about because it all happened like so far away from Bella. Bella's just up there with Edward and little Seth Clearwater. I love Seth Clearwater. The littlest werewolf who could. Like, he is so sweet. So the only real action that like Bella saw was Victoria and her boy toy found them. I know they set the whole like trap so that like the baby vamps and everybody would be going one direction and Bella would be going the other. However, Edward is with her. They didn't rub werewolves all over Edward, so she just followed his smell. Like, fucking duh. So, anyway, all the baby vamps are dead. Victoria's dead. Her boy toy's dead. Yay, a big win for the Cullens and the werewolves. The werewolves, they head out because they're like, listen, like the Volturi are coming and like, we don't want to hang out with them. Volturi show up, right? Because it's their whole job to like police like the vampire world and make sure like the secret doesn't get out or whatever. And like, they showed up conveniently very fucking late. But the situation doesn't look good for the Cullens. Like, we all know the Volturi is kind of like, with them, they are a rather large group of vampires all getting along and hanging out and keeping the vampire secret because they're vegetarians. And like, it just looks like 7 vegetarians took out 20 something like newborn vampires who are super strong. Yeah, that's a problem. I understand why they think it's a problem, but like, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it right now. That's a problem for the next book. Right now, it's okay. I still have a few more chapters to go. This is when I know I'm about to get the emotional gut punches because I remember just silently crying. So hopefully I will not silently cry for the rest of this book. I'm gonna finish this and I will check back in when I am officially done with the book. It's done. It's done. It's officially over. I have finished the book. I read the whole thing. Yay for me. This is something I did in my life. And I will admit, I was silently crying still. Because it is rough emotionally to get through. Because, you know, Bella has to do the full on, I'm sorry, Jacob, I love you. And like, I am in love with you a little bit and there is something there, but it's still not enough. And like, that is such a rough place to be in for both parties because Bella, you know, she loves him. She doesn't want to hurt him, but like in the end, she's going to have to. And, you know, Jacob is the one getting hurt by this. So it's a shitty situation. And I keep trying to remember, I'm like, okay, Bella is only 18 and she has been like thrust hip deep into a forest of cryptids, all fighting about her for like 3 whole books right now. Okay. And even though she is kind of like a parentified child, she's still really young and naive, romantically speaking. So this is all really heavy, intense stuff and it hurts. Overall, it's just this big, hard truth that they're going to have to swallow. And Jacob, you know, he's trying his best to actually move on instead of continuing the predator behavior. Thank goodness. It only took him getting like riggedy wrecked in a vampire fight for him to like calm down. And then when he finds out like the wedding is happening, Jacob, he's like, I need to go. And he like turns into a wolf, runs off into the forest all dramatically, like, fine, just trashing things. And like, it's so much teenage angsty drama. Chef's kiss. Like, I love the drama. I'm living for it. That's the only saving grace here is that like, I grew up on CW shows, so the teen drama is like nice. Overall, was this book problematic as all hell? Yeah, it was. Absolutely. And it even goes into like racial stereotypes and abusive, controlling relationships and assault. And like, there's a lot of shit in here that's not being addressed as problems when it probably should have been. So even though the characters are completely fucking rotten and I hate them, I also can't look away. I am completely invested in the drama of it now. I don't know. Like, it's fair to be critical of the content, but it's just, I gotta see what these dummies are gonna do next. There's one more book. We got Breaking Dawn to go. And that's another chunky boy. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. What's a book that arguably is not that good of a book, but you love the drama in? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content, including early access to videos or a book club, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. Links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.